first intros without vocals for top for singles that got into the charts, I think. But yeah, I'll say a bit about that in a minute. But yeah, welcome. I'm here. Good deal. I'm on. I don't know how to work it. That's it. It's easier with a turntable. I'm doing this to save me getting up and down, putting different clips on, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, welcome. Yeah, this is just a quick video. It's another contest. I think this is 3 on the trot for me. I love these contests. I've never ever won one, but hey, there we are. This is a contest set by John, the 6-inch pianist, who is celebrating 10 years of making videos in the vinyl community. Great channel. My guess is that everybody who watches this, which is not many, is already well aware of John's channel. 6-inch pianist, brilliant stuff. Always introduces, is knowledgeable and introduces stuff I've never heard of but fancy listening to. And one of the things he does is this pub jukebox where he, with other people from the vinyl community, he has a drink and they pick and talk about some records they'd play on the pub jukebox. And yeah, so for his contest he's just asked us to pick three songs for his pub jukebox, which is great. I love pub jukeboxes. I've got a few anecdotes about pub jukeboxes which I'll briefly share, and apologies if I've already spoke about these on other videos, but I'm getting to that age where, you know, I can repeat an anecdote an hour later really. But anyway, yeah, pub jukebox, and the first one there I played David Bowie, Sound and Vision, from the magnificent album Low, the first of his so-called Berlin trilogy. When I think he recorded it just before he moved to Berlin, but it was all around about that time. This is the first one, and it's a superb album. He collaborated with Eno to a great extent on this, and I think I'd read somewhere once that it was Eno that persuaded him to have such a long intro on that record, Sound and Vision. It's 1 minute 30 seconds before the vocal kicks in, and I just love a long intro when it's done well, especially on a single. Temptations' Papa Was a Rolling Stone is another obvious one, but maybe I should do a video about great long intros. But I did hear something on the radio, actually, an analysis which said that they'd analysed top 10 records from, I don't know what it was, the 70s or a year in the 70s or something, and the average length of musical intro before a vocal kicked in was about 14 or 15 seconds or something, and they've done it now for records in the charts, and it's 0.3 or 0.2 of a second, which reflects the technology and the attention span and the ability to switch a click off or whatever a record straight away. But anyway, there we are. I picked Sound and Vision for the pub jukebox because it's funny, my memory's crap, as I've already alluded to, but one of the things that sticks in there is pubs in my hometown here. I can think about back in the 70s, and I can think about what I used to put on in the jukebox in that pub. And there was a pub called the Stranton, which is essentially the brewery tap. It's the pub set within the grounds of the magnificent Cameron's Brewery, and it was a great pub. Used to have a queue to get in on a Friday and Saturday night in Hartlepool back in the day. And Sound and Vision was one of the that and Tom Petty's American Girls were, I think, the first two I used to put on when I used to get into the Stranton on a Friday or Saturday night. So that's why I've picked that one. Sound and Vision from David Bowie's Low. When I first thought about this, I thought, oh, I'll have to pick Sham 69's Airy Up Harry Way, Going Down the Pub. But of course the only album I've got is Ayrshire Boys, and it's not on that album, though there is a 12-inch single that comes with this album, The Kids Are United, but not sadly the Airy Up Harry. So yeah, Sham 69, one album's enough probably, but I can see them live and thoroughly enjoyable as well. But so this is my second pick, and this is, I've picked this one because this was, what year was it Elvis died? Was it 77? I think it was 77, wasn't it? It was 76 or 7. I forgot now, but anyway, it was the week that Elvis had died, and me and some mates were having a break in Great Yarmouth, believe it or not, and I was into punk at the time and dressing as such, and we could hardly get in any pubs, and one of the only pubs that would let us in had a jukebox, and when I went to the jukebox and I looked through it, and I put in, I think I put in a whole 50 pence or something, which was a lot of money back in 1977, but I got 20 picks for that, and I'm struggling now to, where am I? Oh, there it is, yeah. So, and I could only find one that was sort of slightly punky in my view, and so I actually put it on 20 times, and I think it was by the 7th or 8th time it had come round, the landlord lost his patience and lost his temper, and went over and pulled the plug out of the jukebox, much to my dismay, which we all vehemently complained about, and demanding some money back, and he demanded we drink up and get out. So yeah, it cost us, we were barred out to one of the few pubs that would let us in, but this was the song What Did It, a brilliant track in my view, one of the great singles of the 1970s. Can I get it to play? Here it comes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Run, 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 run. Going faster miles an hour. Gonna ride past the Stop and Shop with the radio on. I'm in love with morning mornings. I'm in love with morning late at night. And fried suburban dawnings. If I have the radio on, I'll be a road runner. Oh.
Brilliant. Roadrunner, Jonathan Richman and the Modern Lovers, written by Jonathan Richman, about driving around Route 128 or something in Massachusetts. It's his home state, and he wrote that when he was a teenager. He was in awe of the Velvet Underground, and of course this is his first record, which was actually, it wasn't released till 76, but it was recorded about 5 or 6 years before that. It was produced by John Cale of the Velvet Underground, so fantastic band, fantastic artist, and one of the great singles in my view. So that's definitely going on the jukebox, and I hope John doesn't throw me out of his pub for putting it on. So my third one, when I do go into a pub, I usually like to put something different on. I usually put soul on actually, but if there's something quirky, I like to put that on as well as some of my favourites. And I remember going into the Princess Helena, it was a rough pub in Hartlepool, and putting on Acker Bilk once, Stranger on the Shore, and we were only about 16 at the time, and probably shouldn't have been in there really, but this gang of 3 or 4 big lads, 3 or 4 years older, came in, and one of them said, "Who put this shit on?" and booted the jukebox and knocked the record off, and my mate said, "Hey, you give him his money," but my mate was like he loved pub fighting, he loved nothing more than it, he was quite good at it. If you're watching this, Steve-O, be good to see you sometime, get back in touch in the unlikely event you're watching this. But anyway, that it kicked off something terrible. I got my head kicked in basically. The landlady shouted she's called the police. Everybody scarpered, and I was black and blue. Faraka Bilk, stranger on the show. But that's not the one I'm going to play, you're going to be happy to know. I often put some soul on. I like to put some upbeat stuff on. And this is just a great one. We're going to go out with, this is Archie Bell and the Drells from their 1969 album. It's the title track. There's going to be a showdown, which back in those days there often was, as I've just described. Much less so now. You get the odd cokeheads who were aggressive and wanting to fight, but it's nowhere near really as violent it was in the 1970s. But Archie Bell and the Drells, there's going to be a showdown, if I can find it on this awful contraption. And thanks for watching, and this is my contest anyway, John. Congratulations on your 10 years, mate.
Don't you know you in my neighborhood? They tell me you're pretty fast on your feet. So I want you to meet me at the dance hall on Market Street.